And we're back to It's Fine. It's our cozy episode today. We wore our pajamas.
I'm wearing jeans.
I said,
stop
let's wear...
associating me with your decisions.
I
have jeans and a sweatshirt on. I'm ready to go outside.
Are you doing a bit? You're going to eat as much gum as you can eat? Have a piece of gum?
No, I don't have much.
You're doing it. You're doing a bit. There's no way. No one eats 2 pieces of gum on camera.
No.
That's a lot of gum.
Yeah.
You're just going to keep eating gum.
No, I'm not.
I know you. Look at him. Zoom into his pocket.
Jarrett, no zooms. Jarrett, no zooms this episode.
Stupid.
We haven't even talked about anything.
What do I got to say?
I don't know. What?
250,000 followers on
TikTok. I think you were going to say
TikTok.
dollars. You got 250,000 followers?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
250,000.
How many people are you getting to watch our podcast?
250,000.
You think you get at least 7 people to watch. Did anything happen? You were with your boyfriend for a week? Or for a month? How fucking long are you gone?
A long time. It was really good. We actually... Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Do I do everything?
I really wanted you to play D&D.
Yeah, on Saturday nights at 9:30.
What else are you doing?
The only sport I watch
is
fighting.
You don't date anyone. We're not doing anything.
I'm attempting to, and I'm not going to lock into Dungeons and Dragons every
Just
Saturday
lean
night.
into it. Just lean into being single. Anyway, we got into a lot of like deck building, super nerdy board. What? What?
I don't know. This is already starting, and I already don't see it being interesting. But surprise me.
Okay, we got into board games.
Yep.
Then we started playing D&D board games. Then we started playing D&D.
D&D is
Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you.
Okay. Who doesn't know that?
A lot of people. You're a fucking nerd.
No, that's a very well-known. It's a culture thing. Get some
it's not
culture.
What?
You're wrong here.
I'm not wrong. I could call up 10 people and 5 of them won't know what D&D is.
Yes, they will. Fact check. We'll fact check. Hey, do you want to do that?
I can't. I have my phone.
Call.
We use my phone to
Use
record
my
this.
phone. I'll call.
How am I going to call people I know on your phone?
Anyway.
How are you like this?
With Dungeons and Dragons,
Yep.
We're playing with Matt Hart. He's like a comedian friend of ours. And Dungeons and Dragons is just like completely basically whatever you want to make it. Like there's a main storyline, but whatever you want to do on the way, you can do it. Matt, we all meet each other. We're in our adventuring group. We immediately come into trouble. And Matt just put all of his points. He has no strength. He has no defense. He can't use a weapon. He's an assassin. He put all of his points into charisma and performance. So we meet a bunch of bad guys, and they're getting all pissed off, and Matt goes, I do a really cool backflip to calm them down, and the DM goes, okay, roll to do a backflip.
Wait, what? I don't even get how the game's played. So Matt can do Is it like... Is there graphics for Matt doing backflips, or Matt's just saying he can do a backflip?
No, we have like a board and we can see where we are, but besides that, it's like a guy basically like telling the story and the outcomes of things. You get to choose what you want to do, but then you have to roll, and if you roll shitty, you can't do that thing. If you roll really good, you do that thing awesome.
Wait, so it's like 50-50? Matt gets to roll and win these people over who don't like him with backflips?
Yeah. It's a bunch of centaurs with like thunder. Okay, well, listen.
This is the weirdest.
You have to expend.
I don't even know. I have to ask questions because I can't be the only person that doesn't know anything about this.
You know what a centaur is.
I know what a centaur is.
Everyone knows what a centaur is.
It's still ridiculous that you guys are on Saturday night being like, so Matt's trying to please the centaurs with backflips.
So
you
listen.
can see how that's like, it makes sense that I didn't want to do it on my Saturday night.
It's very fun though. It's a lot of bits.
How long is it though? How long is one game? How long is one game?
3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
You can get to Rhode Island in 3 hours from here.
What are you doing in Rhode Island?
Ocean.
What? At 9:30 at night.
What else? What time are you going to be at the ocean? You're not up during the day.
12:30.
Mackenzie, if you were going to you said you could do anything.
I don't want to go to the Rhode Island Ocean.
It's not the Rhode Island Ocean.
Well.
It's the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, but it's the part that's connected to Rhode Island.
Rhode Island doesn't own any of the ocean.
Yeah, but...
It's land. Ah, yes, the Rhode Island Ocean. One of the 7 seas. What were we talking about? The Dungeons & Dragons. You're getting attacked by centaurs? How does it work? So I'm trying to make it so everybody knows what the fuck is happening. What? I didn't even get... So you're
it's very dorky.
You're just walking in a thing. A guy's guiding you. There's like a host of the game. You call him the Dungeon Master. I know that. So a grown man sitting in a thing is being referred to... You pay him, right?
Yep. He's very good at what he does.
Oh, I bet he's good.
He's really impressive.
So you pay a grown man at 9:30 on Saturday for 3 hours who refers to himself as the Dungeon Master. He's the host. And then how's it start?
There's a world that we're participating in.
I'll put in mystery.
Each like different game, each campaign has like a different world. We're in a world with like gods and titans. So we have like a main storyline. For some reason we got called. Oh my God.
I'm allowed to laugh.
For some reason we all got called together and they're like, you guys are the chosen ones. Come with us to meet the Oracle.
It's so funny for some reason. It's like you paid for this slot on Saturday. What do you mean for some... Fate brings us together? Hey, no, it doesn't. So you are what? What is your character? It's awesome. I already know I hate it.
I am a nymph bard. So I'm like a performer.
A nymph bard?
So my character... The thing is, Matt making himself an assassin and good at, like, performing and charisma and all this stuff was so stupid because that's what my character's good at, and that's what my character's supposed to be good at. So, like, I'm better because my character, because my race and my class inherently is good at charisma and stuff, it's already going to be better at it than Matt's.
And Matt just... Okay.
Matt's supposed to be good at sneaking... stabbing, like just anything like a rogue.
Matt's just good at charisma and what's the other thing?
Performing.
Charisma and performing.
And lying.
And you can just choose anything?
Yeah. So he goes to roll to do a backflip to kind of disarm these really angry centaurs, and he rolls really well. I think he rolled, so this is another thing. When you roll a natural 20, they call it like a nat 20, because you roll a 20-sided dice. When you roll a nat 20, you do something really cool. So...
But Matt made it up. So now the Grandmaster has to, like, improv with you guys?
Yes.
So what does he say? You hit a double backflip?
He's really good at improv. He says like, a bunch of cool shit.
Matt hits a double backflip and the centaurs all come. Like,
what?
Like, is that what it is? He's just making up... So you're paying this guy to be good at just making up stuff with you?
To be good at improving a game. But he also has a character sheet in front of him. So like anyone that we are supposed to come across, like soldiers and stuff, he has like their HP, their like stats.
So if you roll a 20, are they real people you're going against, or that's just part of the game?
He's controlling NPCs basically.
Okay.
So Matt rolls a nat 20, does a sick backflip, a bunch of cool shit happens, and like the centaurs want to be mad because they're really upset we came into their area, but the dungeon master's like, to your credit, the centaurs are like, well, with my lower half, I've never been able to do that. I guess that's
what the guy says?
Well, something like that, but he was like, the centaurs are like, I guess that was pretty cool, but you guys do need to get the fuck out of here. So, like, it really did disarm.
So you guys got saved by Matt doing a backflip?
This was another funny thing, though. When we first all met at the bar, so we had to introduce ourselves to each other's characters or whatever. So Connor has a hawk, and that's all he's excited about is that he's got a pet hawk.
He's got a hawk, like, on his shoulder?
Yeah. And Matt goes up to introduce himself. And the game master goes, all right, what do you do? And Matt goes, I steal his beer. And we're like, oh, okay. So Matt rolls really bad, knocks over the beer, makes a whole scene, apologizes for it. He makes nice with, like, Connor, pets, like, the hawk or whatever. And he goes, I feed the hawk a worm. And then the dungeon master goes, do you have a worm? Because he doesn't. We just started the game. It's insane. And Matt goes, I roll for worm. And the dungeon master's
Matt's
like,
just allowed to roll? You're just allowed
no,
to...
you're not just allowed to roll for it.
He just makes this up? Does the dungeon master say yeah?
No, he goes, no, you don't have a worm. He goes, if you'd like to roll. He goes, at this point, you have to lie about having a worm, so it's a deception roll. So, Matt goes, okay, I lie about having a worm.
And then the guy goes...
And the dungeon master goes, well, you fish around in your pocket and you move your finger around as if it's a worm.
So he got it. He got the worm. He wins the... He gets a good roll?
Well, then he was like, the dungeon master said he was like collecting lint in his pocket. So Matt goes to secretly hand the lint to the fucking...
He feeds lint to the bird?
He goes to feed lint to the hawk. And Connor's like, can I roll to stop this? So he ends up stopping. He's like, what the fuck?
So your interaction with people you already know is Matt lies about a worm and tries to kill his fucking bird?
Yeah. So Connor's like,
Game is ridiculous. What the?
Yeah, dude, and we spend like 15 minutes with just that whole worm interaction, and we're supposed to be headed to like go fight a boar.
So does it continue next week?
Yes.
So like where you left off?
Yeah.
I feel like I saw that. Was Connor playing Dungeons and Dragons alone?
Yeah. He started another campaign. This is actually very
Just
funny.
alone?
Not alone. He was playing with other people. He wanted.
I know, but like alone is in you're not even playing.
Yeah.
She just lost your boyfriend to the realm.
Yeah, it's actually really funny.
dungeon?
He played like one where they're in a haunted like this house. Every room you open, something kind of fucked up happens. This idiot they were playing with, he killed himself somehow. So he made another character.
Wait, if you die, what happens?
So it depends on how the dungeon master and like wants to play the game. Like if you die, normally like you're dead. Some people let you make.
Could Matt have rolled bad and got stomped out by centaurs and
you
died?
can get knocked down, and I could bring you back up. You have 3 chances to save yourself, basically. But if you die, that's it. It's like GG. So listen. What? So Connor's playing this one. This guy comes in, fucks some stuff up. Connor gets really hurt because he has to fall over this railing. And then the guy dies. He makes another character, comes in, and he's in this room with like cobwebs, and he wants to check something out, and he goes, all right, I cast fireball, but hold on to the fireball. And then the dungeon master's like, okay, you cast fireball, and you hold on to it, and 5 seconds later, it flies out of your hand because that's the spell, and it catches the entire house on fire. And everyone has to run out. It all burns down. That guy dies again. He's like, all right, I'm done playing. And then they're like,
does he have to pay again? Like, does he have to pay 23 to get back in? Is that how death
no,
works?
you still have your time, basically. You're paying for the time.
Okay.
But anyway, they destroyed the entire house, and that's the game. Connor's like, is there even anything else to do?
So he burnt the whole house down?
Burnt the whole house down, so everyone quit.
And then the 3 hours is done then. So this guy ruined everybody's time?
Yeah, she was like, well, you can go in the basement. And they're like, there's also, Connor's been listening to this podcast where, like, they're Dungeons & Dragons horror stories where, like, dungeon masters will tell these stories about how they'll just have, like, a guy in their campaign who's just being creepy to every female, like, character. Who's like, I try to impregnate her, and they're like, yo, stop trying to impregnate my character. Well, Rico was cool because Rico was like, does anyone have any triggers, or like, you cool with sacrificing babies, doing this, like whatever? We're like, yeah, everything that the story says we're doing.
All right, sounds more fun than I would imagine. Is there any way like I could end up just being a dungeon? I don't know how to play, so I don't think I would. It would be so fun to just describe in a ridiculous fashion all the stuff that's going on.
We have one where we need a dungeon master for it if you would ever want to do it.
I could be dungeon master all night?
Yeah.
I could be a dungeon master. I think it'll ruin my life though.
Master,
seems too long.
Can I roll for worm? But dude, finding out that Matt didn't have stealth was the funniest because we're going to fight this boar that like a titan has.
He's an assassin. Should he be better at stealth than everybody else?
He should be. So we're going to like fight this boar, and everyone goes, "Oh, we have Matt. Matt, sneak up those rocks." And Matt goes, "I go to sneak up the rocks," and then the DM goes, "Okay, how much stealth do you have?" And he's looking. He goes, 0. And then he's like, "Wait, what? You're a rogue." So we have Connor try to sneak, who that's not super, I mean, it's kind of his thing, but not really. So he goes, and he rolls terribly. He trips up the rock. The boar comes out angry, like none of our plan worked. And then we're all fighting, and Matt can't do anything. So every turn it's Matt's turn. He yells something at the boar, and then hides behind me.
That's like a thing you can do? You're like, I yell at the boar and hide behind Mackenzie?
Yeah.
And then what happens to you? You have to just react?
And I just have to fight. I just have to stand there and take it. So good.
That's how we end it.
Here, do you want me to read this DM I just got from a dude?
All right, yeah, that's where we're gonna end it. That's where we're gonna end it. All right,
actually, it's very gross.
All right, let's read it. Mackenzie, what's the DM?
He goes, 2:25 a.m. Question for you. I go, what? He said, would you be a queen of spades? I didn't know what the fuck he was saying, and I was very tired.
Would you be a queen of spades?
Would you be a queen of spades? I don't answer. He goes, you seem kinky enough to. Oh. I don't answer. And then he sends me a picture of a blonde woman with...
Okay, it's a blonde girl who, if you fell asleep at a frat party, would be covered in marker like she is. She's ass naked and looks like she's dripping cum. Is that right?
Yep.
Ew, what the fuck is that?
That's a queen of spades.
All right, this doesn't make any sense, but that's a great way to end.
But hold on, then I didn't answer, and he just wrote, just now, LMAO.
All right, that's how we're ending it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
We don't know.
Mark
It's
it.
over. You know what? Just subscribe to the podcast. Show it to everybody you've ever met.
1, 2, 3.
It's
Goodbye.
All right, fuck this.